Well, hello there. Oh no, am I trademarking somebody else's thing? Because I know somebody else does that. Forgive me. All right, listen to me very carefully. Okay, I am recording from my unprofessional headphones and my microphone because I'm just trying to test this thing out, and then this way I can get more comfortable with it, and then bring out the professionalism, and then we gotta get through this. Okay. But I just also was in the moment of just being spontaneous and recording a situation that I just feel like I just want to talk about since it's that time. So here we are. Wait, where are we? Oh yeah. So Memorial Day in the States is slowly approaching, and right? Wait, what? May? Yes, 26. So we're literally running out of May as we speak. Okay, and Memorial Day. So just that means that the Kentucky Derby has already passed. The Preakness in Baltimore has already passed, and we're just waiting on the Belmont Stakes. By the way, disclosure. I absolutely love horse racing. I really do, even though I feel some type of way about things, animals and stuff like that. But I love her. Judge me discreetly. But anyway, I just love horse racing. My goal is to go one of these years, should I stay alive, um, is to attend all three. The Kentucky Derby, the Preakness, and then the Belmont. I've been to Belmont many times. Okay, but I want to do all three, and then I want to go to Dubai because I have a dope horse racing, and plus it's Dubai. I've been there before with my mom, and it was bomb. Okay, it was hands down my favorite. Like that city and or country. Well, Dubai is a city in the United Arab of Emirates literally seduced me. Okay, I came back. I was like, oh, I want to move to Dubai. And I started looking for jobs, and I got discouraged, and I stopped. Anyways, but we'll touch on that later. But I would move to Dubai anytime to work in this expat, and plus I just got, what? Wait for it. License as a real estate agent. Among other things that I'm going towards in my life. But anyways, so that's what we're not looking forward to the Belmont Stakes this weekend. I thought it was this weekend, but in case you didn't know, Belmont Stakes is in New York. But it's not this weekend, Memorial Day weekend. It's on June 3rd. Wait, what? Is it June 3rd? Hold up, y'all. Calendar. Please tell me fortunes. Wait, what? No, June 3rd is a Thursday. My bad. It is on June 5th, 2021, right? So that's what I'm really looking forward to. I don't know about going there presently and being live in person because even though I'm vaccinated, fully vaccinated, I'm still gonna wear my mask. I'm just kind of taking public events very carefully. We are not out of the woods yet, ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys. Okay, just I don't care if you do mask up. I don't care if you don't. I don't care if you get vaccinated or don't. But let me tell you something. Okay, do not go. Do not go really in the woods. Okay, do not. Yeah, let's just try to stay safe, whatever. But who am I to say anything? I'm not a doctor. I'm just trying to, make sure that we all try to survive, even though precautions have been made and taken, right? That said, let's see. I talked about horse racing. I believe I wanted to talk about accountability. That was the major topic I wanted to tackle today, which is kind of weird because like accountability can be either light or dark depending on how severe it is and how thorough and how serious people take it. They're like, after that, don't come for me because I can do this and this. It's like the entitled part of accountability. Then there's a person who's just like, you know what? Okay, I understand that I did wrong and I'm going to apologize, which is me. Okay, I'm that person. Even though I'm going to say it quite frankly and honestly, it does bruise my ego to admit when I'm wrong. But let me tell you something though. The one that overpowers that is that knowing that I've admitted when I'm wrong. So when I've done it and I can clear that cloud from my shoulders, I feel better rather than like being that person's like, you know what? No, I did nothing. You're on the wrong. It's all your fault. I will not apologize. I think it weighs more heavier. But for me, I feel better when when I hold myself accountable because I just feel better about myself. And I know I do make asshole decisions. Can I say that? Oh my lord. Is the FCC going to come for me? Oh my god. I have to look at the guidelines of like sharing, colorful language. But it is my podcast though. Who's going to come for me? Should I get a lawyer? Ugh, I can't do this right now. Anyway, so here we are, right? 2021. People have gotten vaccinated. Thank God, and woohoo, yay for you! I'm so happy for you. They did. We've come through and survived. Some of us, thankfully, survived the worst year and the worst start of a decade. Um, yeah, and probably maybe the first part of the worst pandemic ever since 2020. I mean, because it started in 20. Actually, no, it started 2019. It just didn't hit the states until 2020. So, I, who who knew? Who the hell knew? Who the hell knew? So let me tell y'all what my plan was. Okay, in 2019, my parents had gone to Italy, and then they loved it. Like, oof, loved it. By the way, don't mind the TV because again, I don't have a professional mic or headphones. I don't know where they are, but anyway, we can do that later. So now, yeah, they went 2019, loved it, whatever, etc. Da, da, da. And then they were like, oh, let's like get Laura to go and this and a third and whatever, whatever. And then 2020, I was like, all right, cool, I'm going to plan my trip. So 2020, I was going to be like, so I was going to go there in Italy in March, and then I was going to start laughing now and judge me discreetly, please. So my plan was this, because unbeknownst to the pandemic, I was like, all right, 2020, I'm going to plan for March. Because I was like, oh, COVID, all right, sounds serious, but not serious, but not really serious, but okay, nothing serious has happened to make it be deadline serious, but okay. Plan my trip, right? So here's my itinerary. I was gonna go to Italy, late March to be exact, and then I was going to travel within the other countries while my time was there. Then I was going to basically just extend my trip and come, like, just travel. My plan in 2020, because it was a new decade, was to take 20 trips in 2020. I'm not a rich bitch, y'all. But I'm just saying, like, I saved up for this, right? So I was going to take 20 trips, small trips, okay, to just, celebrate a new decade. So here I am during March. I was going to go, and then I was going to, by June, probably I was maybe travel like maybe 10 or 15. That was my guesstimate. Brace yourselves. I was going to definitely settle in a European country, probably be Italy or Spain, and then send for my stuff in early June. Okay, because that was my plan. Then COVID came and literally just like pooped all over everything. So yeah, that didn't happen. So I was going to go and I was hoping to be like, I'm in love with like Spain. I'm in love with Italy. Like send for my stuff and I've met somebody and oh my god, I'm in love and I'm going to start a new chapter and uh this is going to be grand and just figure it out. Just figure it out. Like I mean, I have school degree, I have this and I'm not, I'm a hustler. Come if push came to shove, yeah, no problem. Hello, coronavirus. Hello, COVID. Hello, shutdowns. Clearly, nobody was going anywhere because then that when I received the email that my trip was canceled, there wasn't enough vodka to satisfy that feeling. That I mean, even though liquor stores are considered essential, it's kind of weird during a pandemic, huh? Yeah, we'll dive in that later. I was pissed AF. Pissed. So I was just like, damn. Now, my plan for freedom has literally been severed in half, if not into pieces. I digress. But anyway, so now maybe it was meant to be this way. I don't know what the universe has planned. Maybe it's bigger. I'm always open to bigger plans. So maybe it was just supposed to be, or not, supposed to be for not to be, right? So here we are, right? In quarantine, lockdown, all of us, parents with children and parents without, their spouses, etc. And, what is that called? Stress. Okay. Now, here's the part that really bothered me the most. Out of everything in court, and I mean, yeah, the deaths. Oh my God, the deaths. So many people died. Oh my God, so many people died. It's just unbelievable. We'll get into that another topic. Um, it's the fact that like, you know, I was reading these stories where children were either further depressed or were going into this, excuse me, into this like uh, feeling, you're not feeling this stage like so deeply, right, and so quickly. Um, and some actually took their lives because and wrote suicide notes because they can't deal with dealing with their parents. Mostly it was the parents, not so much, and it was because the parents had just they probably was because they were forced to be locked down in a situation where they can't go out, they can't see their friends, they can't doing something like I get it, I understand. So now, I feel bad. I feel really bad. I'm not a parent, right? But I see parents who are parents, my friends who are parents, who are not going through divorce because either it was too much or maybe the stress of quarantine really brought the realization that the marriage was just not working, or maybe because just added on stress. Like here you are dealing with your kids have to homeschool. Here you are dealing with your spouse working from home because now you're used to this like alone time and me time. And when you drop the kids from work, I'm sorry, from school, and go you do your thing, and you have to wait. You have time for yourself until your spouse comes home. You do kids come home, but now all of you are stuck together in one home, and then I think that increases the stress, obviously. So now, as I said, I'm not a parent. So, and I'm going to tie how that leads to accountability. So, as parents, I've learned from mine and also from, my friends. Like, I feel like, they teach their kids to be like, hey, listen, you know, um, do this for yourself, do you for yourself. Don't ever underestimate yourself. Don't ever take no for an answer. Like, be a go getter. Don't let anybody tell you you're less than, have self esteem, love yourself. Don't ever let anybody bully you or talk you down or try to degrade you, right? then I'm like, why are children then committing suicide and writing notes to their parents, and the suicide action is literally linked to their parents' action towards them, right? But then here we are as children, and if we try to, check our parents, we're like, hey, you're disrespecting me, or the way you said this hurt me, it comes off to them as disrespect because you're not supposed to check them. You're not supposed to check your parents. I don't get it, right? Because it's not accountability though. Shouldn't they be also be accountable for the behavior towards you as well? Because here you are telling them, don't let anyone do this to you, don't let anyone talk down to you, don't let anyone, downgrade you, etc. But then here you are doing the same thing, and now your kids would rather commit suicide than be with you, especially during a pandemic. Ah, you heard? By the way, I should put a disclaimer on this because it's a very sensitive topic. My bad. So I forgot. Forgive me. No, but seriously, forgive me. This is a very sensitive topic. So, um, and that's a disclaimer. Okay. So, at what point are parents held accountable for their action towards their kids lead them to suicide in a pandemic? They'd literally rather die and take their own lives than be with you. Accountability. By the way, the time I'm writing this, I'm sorry, not writing, speaking about this, it is May 26th. To a day before, to the year May 25th, 2020. Um, you know, um, this is recorded in May 26th, 2021. This, I'm talking about accountability, was May 25th, 2020. It is literally a year when George Floyd died. And that literally caused so much. Oh my God. I've never seen this in my life. I've never seen this in my life. Um, it was, I get it. I understand. Um, the riots, I don't understand. But the marches, I understand because people have had enough. People have had enough. You know what I mean? So, like, again, it's accountability. You made a decision to kneel on somebody for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. Oh my God, I hope I got that right. And kill them. Okay, that's somebody's son, that's somebody's nephew, that's somebody's grandson, that's somebody's uncle, that's somebody's father. Okay, it was recorded. Just imagine if it wasn't. But again, see, it all comes down to like this. When people are empowered, it's like they feel empowered to be, or entitled to be, I'm going to say, to be a dick. Okay, this also refers to your parents as well, and also refers to your friends or anybody empowered because they feel entitled, okay, to get control of you and to show their control of you. Why? Why? Do you understand? There's no reason. When I do, like, just as I grow younger, and sometimes, and I'm gonna literally say this, yes, when I do act, yeah, I have my moments, okay? I'm not bratty, but I do have my moments where I make rash decisions, and it's on the fly like that because I don't think about it. But then, if you come to me and you say, hey, whatever you said, whatever you did, hurt me 100%, I'd be like, you know what? Hey, let me reevaluate myself and I'll come correct, right? Because, and I've always said this, I just want to be a better version of myself as I grow older. younger, whatever, younger to make a joke, but older in life. I want to be a better version of myself. This is why I became a vegetarian back in 2007. Okay, this is why I exercise and try and take care of my body. Okay, this is why I don't take shit from anyone, including a man. Okay, this is why I don't act like a dick to some people. Sorry, I really hope I don't get like freaking fined by the FCC. Lord, oh Lord, should I say a prayer? All right. So I feel like if you have intentions to come off as this like person of entitlement, um, and by doing that you become this like altered version of yourself, like, yeah, to be a dick, basically. You basically reap the benefits of your soul becoming just so poisonous, okay, in the afterlife. That's what I think. Will the world ever say sorry? Half of it will, half of it will not, right? For my soul, my legacy, my happiness, I know I have to say sorry. If I don't, like, even if I don't say sorry, I will always acknowledge that I've done something wrong to you. If you come to me and say, hey, you hurt me, I'll be like, okay, let me reevaluate. You're right. You're right. Okay. Um, it's such a weird gray area. But again, this goes back to now the pandemic. Most of us gotten vaccinated. Now, how does that work? How does dating work in the post pandemic? Do you show like your COVID, vaccine card? Like, how does that conversation work? Does it start before drinks, after drinks, before appetizers? You know what I mean? And I feel like people who are like, oh, you got vaccinated, why? I'm like, well, remember how they invented condoms? Condoms are there to prevent STDs and for you to get pregnant. Excuse me. Remember how they invented seatbelts? Yeah, because back in the day they didn't have seatbelts, because cars were like, we want to keep our drivers safe and alive, and instead of going clink into the freaking steering wheel or the dashboard, we're going to invent seatbelts, and also we're going to do this other cool invention called, I don't know, hot airbags, right? Airbags, right? So how does like yeah like how do you become accountable during a pandemic when you're trying to date during a pandemic, post pandemic? How? What if you had the virus? Do you tell the person, right? And then, like, kind of like we might that's a nervous laugh. Remember how, like, back in the day, like, people, well, I don't know, they still do now, people like wore their masks under their chin, and I'm like, that doesn't work. And so I used to start referring to people like that, like condoms. I just say condoms. And I was like, what does that mean? And like, condoms mean like when I see your mask under your chin, and I'm just like, is that how you wear a condom, or do you just take like a half a pill of birth control? Like, what? How does your common sense work? Because the whole point of a mask and the whole point of a condom, you have to put the whole thing around the penis. The mask works a whole thing around the mouth, right? So droplets don't go into your nose, into your mouth, interact with your droplets, and you have germies. So then while you're, I love you so much, under the sheets post pandemic, condoms work the same way. You put it on this way, you don't have situations that you have to like now question and or worry about in your private area or around your mouth. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to get the herp. or the have. I'm just saying, safety is paramount. Accountability. How much respect do you have for yourself to protect yourself? How much respect do you have for yourself to account for your own actions that lead to somebody else's bad decisions because you couldn't control yourself, right? You heard that, parents? Hello? I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get a lot of like hate mail. That's fine. That's okay. That's life. I'm not perfect. But you know what I'm saying? Like, think it up. Think about it. Let it marinate. That's like me, like sizzling. That's me. That's me thinking about how things are gonna marinate. That's a sizzling sound. So the moral of the story is this, right? You don't know how long you have. You don't know if life is promised next day. You don't know what's going on in a person's life. But for you as a parent, or for you as a person to be like, oh, hey, I'm going to treat my kids this way and not see the signs that they're going through depression because you're treating them this way. And then when they take their lives, you're like, oh, I don't understand what happened. Yes, you do understand, but they left a clear note of why they took their lives because of you. Be accountable. Learn to grow up. Learn to say you're sorry. You could be 25 years old, you could be 65, 85. If you live to be 1 or 2, well, my goal is 105 for me, but we'll see. Inshallah, we'll see. But I'm just saying, stop being a dick. Like, stop. Okay, if that's your angle, if that's your motive every day, I'm sorry for your soul. I feel very sorry for your soul. Okay, you only live once and you only go about this one-way ticket. There's no do-overs. So in life, it's going to test you. And let me tell you something. Me, if you meet me ever, and we become like buddy chow chow. And I love open people. I love people who are honest with me because I'm very honest with people. But if you do wrong to me, I always reevaluate like, is this really that? Is this really important? And how will it be important in the next year? If I can answer those two questions honestly with myself, then either I'm going to be invested or I'm not going to be invested, right? But if I value friendship or value as a person in my life, then I would definitely 100% make amends or try to make amends at least. You know what I mean? This is long. I wasn't planning to go this long. I hope you guys get the message. I hope you understand what's going on. You know? Yeah, leave me voice messages. Apparently you can leave me voice messages. Good or bad, it's fine. It's okay. I'm just going through this as a person who's growing up and going through life, as we all are, right? So, on that note, I wish you an amazing, awesome day. And until we talk again, kisses in abundance. Stop being a dick. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Ciao, ciao for now.